Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host D-Day, bringing you some more Let's Play Technopolis to Skyblock. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and I copied the setup from the other side. We have 9 miners over there. We have some miners here. Let's see, we have 7 so far. We have 2 more that we can add to this. Everything now is attached by a conveyor belt. They all have redstone caps. Now I don't have to worry about anything clogging the system anymore. Everything runs down this same conveyor line here and gets dropped into the jumbo smelter. So I super pimped this guy out. It can do 64 even though we don't need that much. And I filled in the void drawers. This took forever. The buckets, 1 bucket at a time with redstone, water, mining it up. I ended up vein mining a bunch. That was the easiest way to do it. I dumped a bunch of buckets of lava in a big square, dumped water on it, vein mined it. So I made 20 in anticipation of today's episode because I am super excited. We're going to get into little logistics. This is the reason why I wanted to play this Skyblock, is so that I could play around with the tugboats and with the trains. I am super excited about this. So aluminum, iron, the glass, the redstone, they have void upgrades, which I've already taken redstone out and formed them into blocks of redstone so that we have some more caps to put on. I was lazy with the trees because I want to see how fast the tugboat will be able to gather all of the resources. That's the goofy fun part, totally optional, that we're going to do. So the one thing I wanted to point out is this coal does not have a void upgrade, because when this one fills up, I wanted to fill up this one too. So only the second one has the void upgrade so that we can fill up the second one as well. It is doing what I wanted it to on the other side. This one filled up, and then it started filling up this one. And then this one will have the void upgrade. So I'm hoping it's going to be smart enough that when this one fills up, it'll keep sending it to the one with the void upgrade. Hopefully. We'll have to see. I've never tried this setup before. But like I said, we are excited. We're going to bust open the little logistics. This is what I've been looking forward to the most. The first thing we can make is a rapid hopper, and it's pretty expensive. It requires 2 of the basic technium, which I have everything in my inventory, hopefully, so we don't have to do any running around and grabbing random items. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a hopper real quick. Then we have this like this, and there is our first rapid hopper. That one will give us the quest for that guy. And then we have the train and the steam tug. So I'm going to make everything because I want to hear that epic achievement sound. But we're going to focus on making the barge work first. I know it's a lot easier to just go ahead and turn it into a train because the barge needs water. But I am going to be extra. I'm going to go for the steam tug. I'm going to make something look really, really cool. So we need pistons. We need 2 of them. So let's make those real quick. 1, 2. And then the steam tug. We need furnace and iron. That seems easy enough. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do the @ symbol for little logistics. We should have everything unlocked. We are going to need 1 of each of these guys. So I guess it doesn't really matter. We just want to craft these as fast as possible, right? We have the steam tug. We have an energy tug we can't make yet. We need to make the tug route. I know that. Wireless transmitter components. We only need to do 1 craft of these. And then we need nuggets so we can make the tug route. We're also going to make the locomotive route. We can make that one. We need the train car. We need the locomotive itself. So we're missing 2 more of these guys. Perfect. So we can make the steam locomotive. We need the chest barge. Awesome. We need the auto fishing barge. So we need 3 of these fishing rods, which don't stack. Okay, good thing I made them now before my inventory filled up, right? We have the auto fishing. We have the fluid tank barge. And we have a cedar barge that we can make. So we need planks. Now we got planks. We can do this. We can make them out of birch. And then we can make a cedar barge as well. So let's see. What did we miss? We missed the chest train and the fluid tank train. So let's see. The chest train right here. We need another one of these guys. And we can do the chest train. And we need the fluid train as well. Let's see. Where is it hiding? And we can make our fluid train car. That should give us credit for everything. Yes. Now we just need to make the vehicle chain so we can connect these guys. That one's easy enough. Let's see. Vehicle change. We get 6. Let's make 6 and then we can see if we still need some more after that. And then train car docking rail. We need rails. Okay. The 2 rails. So train car docking rail. Did I not put the rails in my inventory? Is that the one thing I forgot or did I toss them? Let's drop some stuff off. All right, so 3 train car docking rails and 2 of the locomotive docking rails. Okay, so that should give us everything we need in order to progress in the quest book. So let me drop off the steel that we have, the coal coke, give ourselves some room, and I believe if we hit check mark, we get our epic sound. Oh. There we go. It's a crafting hole, and I did all of that in what, under 5 minutes, all of that crafting. So we completed the entire chapter, and now comes the fun part. We have everything we need, and everything that we've built, I'm going to go ahead and set up. So we have infinite water, of course, and instead of making a train, which would be much easier, I'm going to knock out this entire area and put the tree absorbers in water. But there's one thing that I was curious about. I wanted to see if I go ahead, let's move this guy over to the side. If I make, let's see, iron and hopper, will this go into, actually I need something to hit. So let's see, will you let me put it on the sign like this? Okay. Will you empty into the hopper? Yes, it will empty into the hopper. Now the question is, are the tree farmers fast enough, or slow enough, should I say, to not fill in the item hopper? Probably not, because it has 5 slots and none of the saplings make 5 items from what I understand, or at least 6 items. I don't think the trees will make a total of full stacks before the tugboat comes back around to pick up the stuff. But that's what I'm curious about, because if this doesn't work, we're going to have to drop everything down another level, or I'm going to have to do the hard part and raise everything up by 1 block, because this entire inside row here, which I also need to fill in with more stone bricks, we're going to make this all water. So that's going to take me a really long time. And then I'll come back, of course, to let you guys know if I went ahead and raised everything here up by 1 block. But this is going to take a while, so I'll be back. All right, guys, so we are back. I went ahead and I raised everything up by 1 block. It took forever. And then the entire inside here, I lowered everything down by 1 block and filled it all in with water so that we could use the tug engine, or the little tugboat, instead of using the train, which the train I'm going to have over there, something special for the creosote oil, and maybe later the lava, we'll see. But right now we're working on the tugboat. So for the tugboat, we need some extra items, which are not part of the quest book. We need barge dock, we need tug dock, and let's go ahead and make the conductor's wrench. This is the wrench for the little logistics mod. So we'll go ahead and make that guy real quick. We need tug docks, and we need the barge dock. So the tug dock is where the main unit will drop. So let's see, we need, it makes 2. I want them to come from left to right. So the tugboat, it needs to stop here. All right. And we're going to have to make one of these for each stop. So we'll stop there, and let's make the barge dock. Okay, so the barge dock is going to be the where the chest and the fluid barge, where they end up stopping. So we'll go ahead and make one real quick and see which direction do these face. They did auto connect, so that's perfect. I believe that is the direction. Yeah, I think that is the correct direction, because this opens up for more barges on the end. So that should be the correct direction for those two. And then let's see. Can we? Oh no. I think to see what input output it is, we have to knock this block away. Okay, it is output. It's set to output. All right, so barge tug, both output, barge tug, barge tug, barge tug. Let's see, we're going to keep doing the same thing. And if it doesn't work, we'll switch these guys to inputs. Okay, they're all set. We also needed to export. So right here, what I have is 2 of the rapid hoppers, and underneath this oak trim is another storage drawer. So the rapid hopper is feeding into this storage drawer. So we're going to need 1 of the tug docks, and we're going to need 2 barges, because we're going to be dragging 2 of these along. So I need to make 1 more craft of the barge dock. All right. And this one is going to be too long like this. So let's see. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have to set this guy up to have 2 barge docks for each one, or if it will just ignore the third one, which I'm planning to make the fishing tug. I hope that it'll ignore it. This should be set, so it'll be tug, chest, fishing, and then my seat. So one thing I did notice over here, it's going to be barge, barge, tug. The tug needs to be filled, and I made a mistake. I need this to be 1 up higher. So let's get rid of the rapid hopper here, put in some stone bricks. All right. And then let's see, how can I make this work? We'll just put this here for a second, this here, up, and rapid hopper. We're going to put 1 rapid hopper here against this guy and get rid of that. All right. So to connect this up, we have oak trim up here. We have to run some of our chests. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our drawer key in our offhand so that they're locked when we put them down. That one is now connected like this. All right. We're going to make it symmetrical. So here, here, there, there. And then because there's one on the other side, we're going to do that. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the drawer key. This one is super important. The one here where the rapid hopper is facing the tug engine, this one has to be a burnable. So we're going to make that where our dark oak wood will go, because we have an even number of saplings in the pack, but I needed it to be odd so that it can be symmetrical. So I did our dark oak twice because I wanted to build with dark oak. So our dark oak logs are what we're going to use to feed the engine. All right, we'll start on a new day. And as you can see in the middle, I made a dark oak tree manually with these magenta flower dark oak leaves. I tested it out with the botanist's workbench. I tested out switching the apple with apple leaves, and it does not recognize those leaves. So if you use the botanist workbench to make them look nicer, it won't register as the correct leaves. Unfortunately, I can't make these trees look prettier, because then it won't harvest anymore. So from what I understand about the mod, of course, we're going to do a little bit of trial and error. We're going to learn together. I have the tug route now. Everything should be set up unless I did this incorrectly. This is going to be, let's see, do I have more stone? Okay. So I don't fall into the abyss. All right, we're going to put one down here and move this guy too. Like that. Okay, so with an open hand, Let's see, this one we'll put input, input. We'll change this to input as well. Oh, it's just open hand is moving the top, not changing it. Okay, so we do want it to be connected. Let's see with the wrench. Nope, the wrench moves it as well. All right, so the barge is set to output. So that makes me think everything has to be switched around. If this one can only be output, you can't input anything, like it won't let me change it, that makes me think I have it backwards. So here is where we will output all of our stuff. And these guys, yeah, that only switches the direction. It needs to be connected. We're going to input on all of these because that makes more sense now. All right, now comes the fun part. And of course, we can see if we can get this to work. We have the tug route. I want it, should I have a starting location? Let's start where it needs to finish. So we're going to start here on top of this block. All right, let's see if I can, I might have to push this out so that it has water to traverse in the background. We're going to start here, right there. Oh, okay, so it doesn't actually mark. Have to be on the block. Okay, so we'll be directly on the block. Yep, that's where we'll start. And then should I be, man, I think maybe I will put each block because I don't think there is a maximum amount of blocks that can be set. I want it to be as smooth as possible. Should I make it go around the edge, or now I guess I could make it be a little bit tighter to get rid of that one. We're going to go here, here, here. All right, and I'm pretty sure it really only needs, if I'm going a complete straight line, it probably only needs 2 endpoints. So we'll test it here. We'll do one here. And then I guess maybe it'll be programmed to stop at each one of these, but I kind of feel like I should at least tag the tug nodes for it to stop at each of these. So let's see, we're going to do this like this. We have 2 left here and here. And then I want this to go this way. Should we try and go, or no, there is a way around. Let's try and do this. And if it looks weird, we can try and do trial and error. And that should connect now to the last node. Okay, let's see. Let's see from far away how this looks. We probably don't need all of the back nodes. And I might have to expand it depending on how the tugboat will maneuver. So now let's go ahead and set him up over here so that he's really close to his original starting location. We're gonna go. There's the steam tug. Nice. It's bigger than I thought. And then I want the chest. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. We're going to link these two. All right. Then I want the fisher. Yeah, it's much bigger than I thought. All right, we're going to link these two. And then I want my seat. So we'll do this. And link this. That should all be one contraption now. And let's go ahead and put in our route. Registered vehicles can travel without trunk loader. Registration, register. Guess so. Okay, it's registered to me. And now the tug route. Yep. And now our dark oak burnable. And let's see if it gets stuck anywhere. Oh, it needs more room to fish. It needs another block on the right-hand side to be fishing. So I might have to expand to outward so that it has room to actually fish. Let's see, this guy is having a lot of trouble, yeah. And it did not stop and it got stuck. Whoops. It needs more room, yeah. More room on the ends as well to be able to... Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing inside. It's like it's not stopping at any of the barge docks, at all the tug docks. So, let me figure this one out real quick. All right, how does that look? I went ahead and I formed all of this and set it to where I want it to be. Everything is locked. And of course, some of these guys needed void upgrades before I finished, but all of these things are going to need void upgrades or else they're going to get stuck in the hopper. Even the dark oak, yeah. So leaves, vines, all of these guys, we're just going to set these so that they don't get stuck. Yep, there we go. And let's go ahead. We have 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll make 1 more manually later, just so that everything has a void upgrade. Nothing will get stuck. All right. We did the new route. Everything should work now. So let's see. We have the tug route with 21 and start. All right. You connected. Toot toot. And where are you going? Is it still the old route? I know I set it to go over here. Let's see, maybe it'll course correct once it's gone down the other end. I know this would be so much easier with trains because they just go on the rail that you put them on. Let's see, it does its big turn. Okay. Yep, it's taking everything from here. Everything that's in the fast hopper. I went ahead and I cleared this out already, so... Okay, it got everything from here. Now the big question is 1 chest enough for all of these farms? I'm curious to see if it'll move or if it'll... Yeah, it moved. Next one. Nice. Yeah, we might need more than 1 chest. It depends. I'm going to have to let it go, do a couple of passes and see if it can keep up with 1 chest. If it can't, we'll have to add another chest, and all of these spots will have to have another barge slot. So that's going to be... And it's going to make this guy a little bit longer, so he's going to need a little bit more of a turn radius. We'll see. I want to see what it'll do at the very end. Oops, and I forgot to make that tug dock for right here. Let's see, can I make that real quick while this guy is doing his thing? Tug dock. And I'm missing 1 stone. I turned it all into the regular stone. So let me grab 1 piece of stone here. And tug dock. Yep, we got 2 because I think I lost an extra one to the void. And put it right here. Okay. Oh, and it's not connected. There we go. Now it's connected. So let's see how it goes on. I guess it's full. So it's full, and now it's going to get rid of everything, and hopefully it'll course correct and go behind. Let's see. Or if it's going to make the same mistake. The anticipation. I guess because it's dumping everything, it's going to take a while. Alright, it has dumped everything, and nope, you're doing this weird thing again where you're going this way. That's really weird, because I know we set the route to be back there. So, 2 problems. We'll do this one first, see if it can catch up, or if the tree farms are too fast now. Looks like it might be. I mean, if this one only drops, what, 4 items? That'll be a lot easier. If it's 4 items for each tree, that should be doable. All right, so I went ahead and I painted more nodes in the back end, so it'll go this way, all the way down to the end, turn around, come this way, turn this way, and drop off. So let's see, this should work now. And yay, there we go. And are you going to open up? The fishing thing is not opening up. It might need one extra row because it needs 2 blocks, but since it's swanging left and right, it won't open up. That's too bad. We'll have to extend this even more to the side, but so far, let's see if putting it at the diagonal, that one works. That's a good turn. I like that. And now it should stop at every node and drop everything off, right? Yep, only 4 items here. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and work on this base by making it 1 or 2 deeper back here. Maybe that will end up making it stop swanging left and right and give the fishing barge an opportunity to open up. So that's going to take a little bit more work, and everything is clear right now. So I'm going to see if 1 chest is enough. If not, we'll have to add another chest barge, and each one of these stations, including the final destination, will need another barge dock. All right, guys, so let's check this out. I went ahead and I halted it. First thing that you'll notice is I turned the entire setup sideways, so now everything is going down a straight line. I also widened the gap here. So now all of the fishing barges, they open up. I got rid of the seat. I added an extra fishing barge because I ran some experiments while I was getting this channel done correctly. It is now wide enough for the fishing to open up. And I went ahead and I expanded the base all the way down and around because I wanted to see if I could make it do a giant loop around the base and gather fish. But in one entire lap, it ends up not being fast enough to gather all of the resources. So I decided to make a second steam tug. This here is working now. I put a block there so that it lines up a little bit better. That's just aesthetics. It is getting everything now. It's fast enough. It has 3 fishing barges. So I started getting a little bit greedy. I wanted it to also gather fish for me. And it does, just not fast enough and not every time. So it's got a puffer fish in the back now. But its main purpose was to unload our tree farm, all of our tree absorbers. And one thing I really like is every time it leaves one of the tug docks, it does the toot toot. But it is fast enough with 1 lap all the way around. It only sometimes gets a fish. And of course, putting it in a straight line like this, it makes it function a little bit better. What's great is I tested something by adding another fishing barge onto the end. And when a fish goes in there and there's no hopper, it does not push itself forward to the front barge for the input slot. So I tested it. I did not put another one of the barge docks. I just put another hopper, and the hopper will pull out of it. So I have a feeling that if you attach barges and just have hoppers, that when it needs to unload, it will pull from all of the hoppers that are underneath the unit. But turning it sideways so that everything goes in a straight line worked so much better. And of course, widening the channel in the back so that the fishing barges can actually go fishing, that was an added bonus. So now while it's moving around, it gathers us fish. And the main reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to see if we can switch over to cooked salmon. Because this guy will give us a little bit more than the baked potatoes that we have going on right now. And but not enough, not as much as golden carrots later on when we start making an overabundance of gold. But salmon, eating salmon, it's something new. It's something fun. I like it. Like I said, making the tugboat do an entire round around the base, it makes it not fast enough to gather all of the tree resources we have. So like I said, I got greedy. I made another tugboat. And the first mistake that I made is I made it go in the opposite direction. So they ended up crashing into each other in the back and just standing still. So if you're going to run 2 tugboats, make sure you, when they overlap, that they go the same direction, or else they will run into each other. I was really hoping that it was going to be smart enough to pick up or like move out of its way, but they're not. They're going to get stuck. Second problem with the second tug, I wanted it to come through the same channel and unload at the same dock. These guys, they do not play well with each other. Eventually, they'll both be in the channel at the same time. This guy will stop at every tree absorber, and this guy will try to push itself in front of the other steam tug. Even if you make it on a different row, once they both get here and need to unload, they will fight each other for the tug dock, and it will push the one of the chest barges or whichever. It'll push it out of the way of the rapid hopper, and then it'll just stall, and both of the steam tugs will just get stuck. So what I did is I set this guy. He's got a loop around the entire base. That's all he has, is just one entire loop. And I'm going to let him run around while burning out his, whatchamacallit, the wood that I have in there. So this guy does gather the fish in each one of these guys, and it just goes around in a really big circle, which I think is absolutely awesome. This is too much fun. I actually love this mod, even though it's very tedious. And of course, we all know when we're playing a mod pack, there's always going to be easier and faster ways to transport items and stuff later on in the pack. I could have skipped this completely, gone straight to simple storage. But this is a really fun mod. I really wanted to see how I can turn a tugboat into a skyblock. So I really enjoyed this. And one goofy thing that I found is that if you just let this guy sit in water, let me see if I can pull this off real quick. Let's go ahead and pause. And let me remove the inventory real quick of these fish in each of these guys. This is also an option. Yeah, see, even though it's not moving, it will still gather fish. So you could just park this guy somewhere. I don't know if it needs to have a burnable in it. Like, I think this will completely stop burning. It won't finish the last piece of wood. But from what I understand, I've goofed around with this mod now, where I've had these guys just standing around and ended up with fish inside of it. So even when they're parked like this, they still gather. So one last thing I'm going to do before bouncing is I'm going to see if this goes down when it's on pause and there's nothing in here. Will this fire go down? Will it burn the last wood that was in there? And of course, I want to see a fish pop up so that I know for a fact I'm telling the truth. There we go. It's got a rock cod in it. Yeah. So these guys will fish even when it's parked. So if you guys really wanted to, you could just park this guy somewhere. You don't even need to have it running around in a giant circle. You can just have it parked in water and it will fish for you. If you feel like eating the cooked cod and the cooked salmon. But like I said, just moving over to the gold miner, getting there faster, and using our infinite supply of apples, turning them into carrots, and then turning them into golden carrots will, of course, be a lot better for food and saturation. This guy does not look like it's going down. So I don't think it burns anything while it is paused. But I really like this mod. It's fun to hear it choo-choo whenever it leaves one of the stations. And what I was really excited about is I figured out something else. While goofing around with this, I kept throwing in blocks of iron, having it turn into steel, pulling out the slag, putting it over here. I set up wood to rapid hopper in here because we are dumping out the jerry cans and the blocks of coal coke. I am super excited. I was trying to figure out how am I going to get the creosote out of this guy. The fluid hopper from Little Logistics, when you put it under, it also works as a sneaky hopper. I'm so happy with this because what I want to do next episode is I want to make one of the little trains from Little Logistics and have a fluid train tug on it to empty these guys out and maybe even put them into an immersive tank and a trash can. And speaking of trash cans, I haven't unlocked trash cans yet, and while I was building the base, I did unlock the builder's wand. I just couldn't do that. That was too many blocks. I ended up making the research papers for construction wands, blocks of coal, bronze, and paper, and I unlocked wands, and I used one of my technium to, actually two, this is my second wand. I just made it, and yeah, I had to use a wand, because this was a ridiculous amount of stone bricks to work. So I am going to dabble with this a little bit longer. And if I find out something else that's really cool, I will add it into the beginning of next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. Smash like to show your appreciation and consider leaving a boom in the comment section below. Also, click on my dude here to subscribe for more Let's Plays. Ooh.